Here we are in the wonderful city of Bristol, and starting at Bristol Temple Meads Station, I wandered the very wide and busy streets as I headed towards the second and better known tributary of the river Avon, as I headed towards Queen's Square. Hi, my name is Alex and this is Travel Titbits 62, and I'm in the beautiful square in the centre of Bristol called Queen's Square, and it's a very old part of the city. In fact, it's called the Old City, funnily enough. So let's have a look at it. Well, Queen's Square is certainly a nice spot to be on a warm day, surrounded by oak trees in the middle of the old city. So first we're going to head off and see what's happening in the Wharf next to the river. Here we are in the old part of Bristol, and we're looking at a wharfside museum called the M Shed, and some of the cranes that would have been seen in yesteryear can be seen, and steam is rising from a steam engine, a sight that would have been extremely common not only in Bristol but in many seaside locations. And in front of us is a swing bridge complete with semaphores. I expect it does get used from time to time. So how long has Bristol been here? Well, in the caves in the hills there's evidence of people living in the area 125 to 300,000 years ago. However, there's been an active city in the area since roughly the year 1000, and in 1155 a charter was granted to Bristol. This was also the starting place for a lot of voyages to the New World. Between 1700 and 1807 this was also the departing point for slaves in the slave trade, and in that 107-year period it is estimated that 2,000 ships left with 500,000 slaves bound for North America. In 1801 the population of Bristol was 66,000. By 1901 it had risen to 330,000. In 1971 it is estimated that it reached a peak of 489,000. During World War II there was a lot of destruction here, and unfortunately, thousands were killed, 100,000 buildings were damaged, 1,300 of them beyond repair. So a lot of change. You only have to walk through some of the old streets to see how much change there's been. So let's take a closer look round. First we crossed the swing bridge and passed the ship called the Balmoral. Next to the M shed are these giant cranes, plus the line of the steam railway. Here's some people having some fun. Built by Brunel, the SS Great Britain was once the largest ship in the world between 1845 and 1854, and this sailed across the Atlantic to the New World. On a previous visit to look around this ship, the ship is split into different areas according to the class of the paying passenger. Well, that was what it was like at the beginning of each journey, but given that by today's standards it's not that large a ship, it is said that by the end of each journey across the Atlantic, strangers became best friends. Now it's time to head back to Bristol Temple Meads to discover some history there. So this is the original terminus of Brunel's Great Western Railway. Now a car park, but was the terminus. This is the platform at Bristol Temple Meads, which is never used. And apparently there is not a platform 14. Brunel's train shed at Bristol Temple Meads is completely covered. It's getting a makeover. That was Travel Titbits 62 in Bristol, and I'm standing at the end of platform 12 with the old and new parts of the Bristol station in the background. As I alluded to, the second of Brunel's train sheds is going over a serious makeover. The first one can easily be seen by anybody. It was the one that Brunel first introduced to the city of Bristol in August 1840. It's now a car park, but at least the building is still there, internally and externally. Wikipedia claims that it's the oldest and the largest bridge in station, in Bristol, but I rather suspect it was finished before the one in Paddington, or at least one of the versions anyway. But I have a feeling that the first Paddington station wasn't the one that we know and love today. So that was a walk around Bristol and a look around Bristol Temple Meads Station. with the 15 platforms. One is never used and the other cannot be found. See you next time.